No, this is just like it's like I don't know, like a slower strobe, or if you want full gas, that's how we do it.
Seizure
Or
warning. Good
I
night. Can
can
you at
set
least give us the warning before you do some crazy
okay,
stuff like that?
or I can set them so they alternate. There we go. Oh, this is pretty cool. All right, that's pretty sick. Okay, let
Yeah.
me go back to the regular. Oop, now I'm in the dark. There we go. We're back.
Well, if you weren't aware, welcome to A Lot About a Little. This is the show where we talk a little bit
Yeah.
about a lot of different things, and we're having a grand old
I
time. I'm Logan. That's Reid.
Yep. I hope we put all that in the episode because that was fun. I want people to see my light tricks.
Well, I'm editing the video, so I'm cutting all
Mm.
that out because nobody cares.
I care though, Logan. Well, we'll have to do it again. No.
I think what we also need to mention is the new piece of lip lettuce you got going on there.
Oh
I think that's
yeah,
a
yeah. How about
difference
that?
from last time.
Yeah, because the last episode we would have recorded would have been early November, correct?
That is correct. When you were
Yeah.
here in person was the
Yes.
last one that we recorded.
Yeah. That was what, 4 weeks ago at this point? A month ago?
Well, we had three. No, we had four. No,
No, we had three in person, and
we
then
had
we had the
three
week off
in-person ones, and then we took a week
because
off. So,
because
and
you
then the
had
week
to
before
start
that though was the
technology.
live stream. Remember?
Oh my gosh, it was.
So talk about
So our first not or our last not in person episode we recorded was the live stream.
yes, that is correct.
That's
Correctamundo,
wild. All right. Well, we're
Rito.
back. We're back.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get
We're
this mic
back.
nice and close to my face. Welcome to a grand old time
Oh
ASMR
yeah.
style. A lot
I feel
about a
like we're
little.
just gonna be doing this
Well,
intro for like the next 20 minutes.
I know. Well, we've got a lot of different things, obviously, since the last
Yeah.
episode. Again, we
You are
already
in a
talked
new
about most
location.
important new thing. That would be Reed's lip lettuce.
I hate that term.
I just like calling it lip lettuce.
Oh God, it just sounds dirty.
Obviously, I'm in a new location today.
You are,
That
yep.
right there, over here, actually,
What are we?
whoop,
Okay.
right there. That is
Question.
I
Continue.
want to talk
Sorry.
about my Japanese painting. What were you going to say?
What do you see the final backdrop being for you?
Ooh, I don't know. Um, I mean, this is going to be the room where it happens, as it were. So I haven't decided if
Okay.
no one else was in the room where it happens. Have you ever seen Hamilton?
No.
That was a Hamilton reference, my guy. I don't know
Oh,
what.
well,
Get your mind out of the gutter. You're like a dirty little leaf in the
yeah.
gutter. I've got gutter guards on my gutters. Get out of there.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. So you're the place you're in though with the desk that you're at, um, is also going to be shared by Nicole, correct?
That is correct.
Her
So
desk
her
is going to be
desk
because does she
is
work from
right over
home?
there, but I banished her from the space while I record. So
That's fair.
I put a sign.
Is
I
she in
wrote
the
it. It
closet
says no
behind you?
girls allowed. I put it on the door. So
You
we're
put her
all
in the
good.
closet, and it's going to be like a blink twice situation here with Nicole peeking her head out of the closet a while.
Um, yeah. Well,
That's great.
I mean, we'll figure it out. We're figuring it all out. In
Yeah,
case
that is true.
the listening audience hasn't figured it out by now, Nicole and I, longtime girlfriend, moved into the same house. We got a
Yeah.
house, and so
How's that?
obviously we're trying to figure that stuff out. But we're chugging along here.
How long have you guys been living in the house together? Because when I was there a month ago, you were still kind of in the move-in period, the limbo between that house and your parents' place. So are you
That is
fully
correct.
moved over to this new place?
Yes. So December
Okay.
1st was the day of which no man returned. I don't know if that's the
A
right.
point of no return from
well,
moving out of your parents' house?
no. That well, yeah. I left. My dad's like, "You're never allowed back inside." No, that he didn't say that. He actually they're already trying to get me to come over for dinner. I think they just need to change the printer ink And so anytime they don't know how to do anything, they're just like,
It's
hey,
an excuse for
why don't
dinner.
you come over
Yeah.
for dinner? And then, by the
Yeah.
way, we need to
We need to
change the
change the
printer
printer
ink.
ink. I can't remember this password. It's that
Yeah.
ordeal. Yeah.
So, well, we're figuring that out. And
That's
like I
good.
said, I don't know how my parents are going to get along without me, without technical support. I've already gotten, I did, you know what? Speaking of the printer ink, I did get a call the other day
Mm-hmm.
that was like, you're never going to believe what happened. This was my
Okay.
mother on the phone.
Okay.
I said, what? And she's like, we changed the printer ink.
All
And
by
again,
ourselves.
all by ourselves.
Wow.
I'm like, how'd you manage to do that? They're like, we looked up a YouTube tutorial.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
I
See,
was like, man,
luckily
where
for
were
me, I
these
don't get
YouTube tutorials when I lived there?
I don't get asked to change the printer ink because our printer actually has a pretty easily changeable ink location on it. There's a little door on the front that just flops down. Really stumbled over that one. And then
Well,
you just take the old cartridge out, put the new one in. You don't have to like lift up anything or get all fancy with that.
well, wouldn't you believe it? My printer is the same way. But again, it's still,
But it's
requires
still an
a fair
issue.
bit of skill, apparently.
Yeah, I guess. One thing I do want to talk about that you told me last night is
All right.
that we have a bird alert.
Oh, man, a bird alert.
We have an update to the bird situation in the basement of Logan's house. Would
Can
you
you
like
make a
to?
bird alert graphic for us to use on the
You-
episode this week?
Yeah, I probably should. You asked for that. We talked about that before I left Chicago last time, and I have not gotten around to it. But you have a bird alert, and I want you to tell the viewers and listeners what said bird alert is.
All right. So, in case you missed previous episodes, I believe we had an episode called Bird Alert that you can find in the description of this YouTube video and or the description of the Spotify link.
Oh, I'm not going to remember to put that in there.
Well, I'm going to, and I will remind you. So,
All right,
we
great.
had, when we first started moving in, we discovered that this house had a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, a little winged visitor.
Yeah, a little howdy doody was in the basement, and yeah, so that actually the first discovery of this feline. Well, that's not the right word. What do they call? What do they call a
An
winged
aviary?
animal? A what?
Aviary? I think that's like a place where birds are.
Well, okay, aviary.
Aviary. Oh yeah, an aviary is where it's a large enclosure for confining birds.
Wow. So
Boom.
okay, large enclosure for encapsulating birds. So Reid was here, and we went into the basement, and before the door even fully opened up, we had bird missiles flying at my face.
We had
so
located the bird.
yes.
Yeah,
Well, the
we had
bird located
the
us.
target. Yeah, that's
Almost
fair. The bird
immediately.
located us. Yeah.
And I screamed like a little girl. And Reid said, "Don't you fear, we're going to catch the bird." So we spent a series of moments trying
I feel like
to...
the roles were reversed in this situation.
I was trying to make you look like the tough guy here.
Well,
So,
thanks for trying. Better luck next time.
well, so we tried, it wasn't me. We tried to corner said bird.
Yes.
Reid had a small blanket that he was trying to cover up the bird, and I had...
Yeah, I looking back at it, don't know what that was gonna do. Maybe I could be like a fisherman, like a net, and cast it out and catch the bird. Didn't work.
Yeah, well,
Needless to
I
say,
had
yeah.
the world's flimsiest butterfly net.
Yeah, that was
looked
taped
like
to,
it was
the world's
run over with a
flimsiest broom
truck.
pole. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
that's probably putting it nicely.
jank, to say the least. And so
Yeah.
we're running around. We try and catch it. No success. We got to go to dinner. We go to dinner. We come back with reinforcements. Granted, our reinforcements was...
Had 1 foot. That
was
sounds
what?
bad. He had 1 foot.
He had a boo-boo on his toe, and so he
Yeah.
couldn't move
was
very
in a
well.
boot.
Not that he can move very well to start with.
Yes, because if he could move very well, he probably wouldn't have the boot on his foot.
Correct. And so we try and catch it. Bird's gone. Don't even think about it. So that was pretty much where we left off last time.
Yeah, that was the great, wonderful cliffhanger that we had.
Yes. And so now that we're all up to speed, the bird came back 6 more times.
And the plot thickens.
And the plot thickens. 6 more times we had a bird in the basement. Finally, we're like, this is ridiculous, okay? I mean, there should not be this many winged creatures inside the house.
The amount of birds in one's basement should never be greater than 0.
That is accurate, okay?
Like, rules to live by.
Yeah. So we went up on the roof and discovered that...
Did you actually go up on the roof, or did someone,
did.
like, come... Okay.
Well, yes, my dad and I went up on the roof.
Okay.
Actually, my dad and brother went up on the roof one day while they were both off and I was at work. They discovered, so the way your house is set up is you have your water heater, or our water heater's in the basement.
Yeah.
And above the water heater is like kind of an exhaust tube.
Yep.
And so the exhaust tube goes out and up and out, like in the glass elevator, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, up and out.
Like,
that's where that...
Like a chimney, but for your hot water heater.
Yes, or as my dad said, the chimney. And so... I don't know why he says chimney like that, but that doesn't surprise you, I'm sure.
I just thought of this. Sorry to interrupt. My one thing that I will miss from being in the new house is that we won't have any interruptions from your dad anymore.
I know. And he, you know what? Let me tell you something. He really wanted to be a guest on the podcast. I had to hardcore shut that down right away. Because,
oh my gosh,
as previously discussed, he's a loose cannon.
Yeah.
But he is a well-talented lad when it comes to locating entry points of unwelcome guests into the house. And so he's up on the roof. He finds the screen. There's normally a mesh around this little exhaust tube.
Oh.
And the screen was missing.
That's a problem.
The screen was missing. So what we think was happening, and when I say we, I mean he thinks was happening. This bird, I mean, he was coming in a tube about yay big.
Yeah,
it's about
like the size of a softball.
A little bit bigger than a baseball. You could probably push a baseball into it, but it wouldn't slide down. You'd have to keep pushing it. You know, so it was maybe a little bit skinnier than a baseball.
Okay.
And
I think you underestimate how large a baseball is based on your hand size measurement.
I mean,
the way you mocked it with your hands, I was looking more like grapefruit.
No, it's about a baseball.
Okay, got it. All right.
You see, I think the camera distorts the size here, but anyway, so that's where he thinks it goes in this tube. Now this tube goes from the roof to the basement, and it's not a straight shot. It's got turns and 90-degree angles. It's going up, down, loop-de-loop all over the
Left,
place.
Right, all over, yeah.
And how that bird 7 different times got from the roof to the basement is totally beyond me.
So my question is, if this pipe is an exhaust from the hot water heater, how did the bird get out of the pipe into the basement without entering the hot water heater?
So there's a gap. There's like a small gap between the water heater. I don't really know how a water heater works. So I think it's just venting like excess heat is what because it's open.
Is there any I would say it can't be like for steam or anything like that it would generate.
No, it's not. No. It's not for steam. I'll have to show you a picture of it because
insert photo
it's very
here
strange, and maybe someone in the comments can help us out with
do we have
what this thing
out there?
The what?
My uncles used to own a plumbing and heating business, and they would probably be able to answer this question. But
yeah, maybe you should send it to them.
Unfortunately, do not have them on speed dial.
Well, I mean, it's always good to reconnect with
there you go
family members. Anyway, so that's where we think the bird was coming from. We did go to Home Depot and purchase a new cap, not Logan cap, but a cap to go on the end of the pipe.
Sure. The mesh thing.
The mesh thing, yeah. So hopefully, since then, I'm going to knock on wood here. and say
Don't
that
knock.
we
Why did
haven't
you
had any
knock on your
birds
mic stand?
since then. Well, it's made
Oh
basically wood,
gosh.
so I mean it's metal. It's close
Well,
enough.
that's good. So, in theory, the bird issue has been solved.
Um, correct,
That's
correctamundo,
good. That's good. That's a nice thing to get
Readerino.
out of the
That
way.
is correct. So,
That's good.
in an ideal world, birds will remain outside in flocks and
Yeah.
various other groups of birds.
Yeah.
Like I think
That's good.
groups. I forget what groups of owls are called.
A,
That's like
a
there's like
hoot.
a hoot. You're a hoot and a half. I'm gonna tell you that
Oh,
right
there
now.
we go. There we go.
Oh,
I don't know what a
oh.
group of owls is called, actually. I have no idea.
So yeah,
Well, I'm glad we have some closure, and hopefully closure to the bird story.
yeah.
That's good, though.
So
That's good.
fingers crossed that we really don't have any more issues with that.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
I mean, we have our fair share of other issues that we have to take care of, like trying to engineer how to reset up my whole desk here because
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought I knew how it was set up, and then you get here and you're like, what is this cable for?
Yeah, and you have no idea where it came from. Yeah, I feel that.
So
Yeah,
that's kind of been the struggle for the past little bit here. But
sure.
I mean, so but it's nice. We're now, it's getting to winter. We got the Christmas stuff up. That was
Yep.
Nicole's first priority, was putting the Christmas
Oh,
tree
of
up.
course. Of course, yeah.
And so we got the outside lights on. We got this cool light curtain that you can project images onto. It's kind of neat, and it's app controlled. I'll have to send you a photo of it. But
Okay.
so it's basically like a curtain, like a light curtain, where it hangs down, and each
Okay.
each LED is a pixel, and so you can then
Oh, okay.
make like images on the
Yeah.
curtain.
Where do you have this thing set up? Is it like on the
It's
garage door or
hanging
something?
in the front window. So
Oh, okay. Okay, that's
I'll
cool.
have to go outside and snap a photo and send it to you,
Yeah. Yeah, okay. This is very interesting.
because it's kind of neat. There's some, obviously it's not super high resolution because
Sure.
I don't know what the pixel number is, like across and down or whatever,
But
but
it's not many.
what? It's not
But
meant for
it's not many.
correct.
Yeah, okay.
So, but it's pretty cool, and
That is
I
cool.
mean, the idea is to smartify the house as soon as possible.
Yeah, because you're big into
With
that
all
stuff.
of the smart, make it very smart and not
Yeah.
a dumb house, smart house.
Yeah.
With Christmas lights and other various lights and things, because I showed Nicole I have a light bin of all my DMX controlled lights with my
Oh,
DMX
yeah.
controller that
Yeah.
I'll have to set up maybe in here somewhere. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. That'd
Mhm.
be actually kind of cool because I could put lights almost in all four corners.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
to be determined on that one, but
TBD.
yeah. So I showed her all those, and she's like, "Man, you really are a nerd." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you just
She's
now
just
figured
finding
that
that out
out."
now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Oh
like, "Yeah,
gosh. Jeez, where has she been?
you missed the boat on that one, honey. I don't know what to tell you."
Oh man, that's too good.
Yeah.
That's too good. Well, I'm glad everything at the house is going well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
I want to tell some stories that go back to Thanksgiving because
Oh
what
boy.
is it now?
It's
This is my
December. It's December
I know.
5th
How about
when
that?
we're recording this. This one will be
This
coming
is
out on the 8th. 8th. 8th
yeah,
is
there we
Friday.
go. Yep, there we go.
So,
I have some fun stories from Thanksgiving when I was back home in good old Wisconsin.
good old Wisco.
Okay. So Thanksgiving itself was fun. My brother was home. He lives in New York. And the first story, this is a two-parter, okay?
Oh boy.
So the
Hopefully
first
it's not
story,
too long. We've got 10 minutes left here, bud.
I'll get through there. So it's Saturday night, and my brother had the train to go down from Milwaukee to Chicago, and then he's going to Uber from the Chicago train station to O'Hare and stay at the hotel at O'Hare because he has an early morning flight Sunday morning.
This is your brother?
This is my brother, yes.
Okay.
Okay, because
So
he
this
had
is
like
this is after Thanksgiving has concluded.
correct. This is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Yeah, Saturday night.
okay.
Okay. You have to get down to Chicago. So we're
Right.
driving on the way to the train station in Milwaukee. It's about a 25-minute drive. and he gets a notification on his phone that Amtrak service is experiencing a service disruption. Okay. So to make a
A
long
service
story short,
disruption.
we get to the train station and find out that his train has been canceled because there is a
Canceled.
freight train having troubles on the track between Milwaukee and Chicago. Okay. So,
Okay.
so now we're like, okay, well, he still needs to get down to O'Hare and stay at
Right.
the hotel because he has the flight tomorrow, you know? So we're thinking like, okay, like my dad's like, oh, he could Uber down, but that's going to be really expensive. That'll be like $150 on an Uber, and we don't want to do that. Okay.
Right.
So me being the smart person that I am,
Unicycle. Did you let him borrow your unicycle?
no, I
Oh.
suggest that I can drive him to O'Hare because on my drive down to school where we went, the first hour and a half for my drive took me right past O'Hare Airport, so I knew that drive like the back of my hand. So we decided to do that. So we
wait,
left.
so wait, you were gonna, but you didn't have a car here.
I took one of my parents' vehicles.
Oh.
Yes. So we went back to
I
the
see.
house, dropped off my parents, got all situated. We left the house around 6:30 that night, and I got him
Time.
down
This
to
is Central Time.
Central Time. Yeah,
Just
yes,
making
because
sure. Okay.
Wisconsin is in Central Time. That doesn't change what time it was in the moment.
Well,
But
it changes it for me. Okay. Okay.
we make a quick stop at Culver's for dinner, and then we head down to O'Hare. Get him down there around 8:15, and I'm back home around 10 o'clock that night. So I got to drive down to O'Hare and back in the same night. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so my brother could make his flight Sunday morning, and he did. It worked out very well.
Well, first of all, I'm glad his flight worked out well.
Yes,
What I will say is, I don't know how much of an accomplishment it is to drive to and fro O'Hare Airport.
that's fair.
I've driven to O'Hare Airport twice in the same day before
Okay.
and home. I mean, granted, I'm a lot
Yeah,
closer, but
okay.
still, I mean, so how long did it take you to get to O'Hare from Milwaukee?
It's like an hour 35, I think.
Okay, so it's about
Yeah.
double the time because I can get there
Yeah,
about 40, 45
You got about
minutes.
45. Yeah, yeah.
Which
The
isn't
longest
too
part,
bad.
getting from my parents' house to the state line is about an hour, and then like another half hour ish from there. The nice thing was though is that there was no traffic at the airport, so we could just breeze on in, get to the hotel, drop them off, and I was out. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
So that was good. Yeah.
I'm
So that
glad
was
that
good.
I'm not a big train guy. Well, let me rephrase
Yeah.
that. I love trains. Let me tell you something. I love me some trains,
But you
but
don't ride
I
trains
don't
alone.
ride trains a whole
Yeah.
lot. You know.
Yeah. Amtrak is notorious for problems though, because for a plethora of reasons that we won't get into.
Plethora. That's
Plethora.
the 5-star
That is the
word
word of
right
the
there.
day. Yeah. So anyway, I get back home Saturday night, and we're all thinking, oh, surely that is the strangest thing that happens in relation to me and my brother getting home after Thanksgiving, right? That would make sense, right? Okay. All right. So
Okay.
fast forward to Monday. Okay. I am scheduled to take the train down from Milwaukee to Chicago.
Uh-oh.
Train leaving at 3, getting there at 4. Flight's supposed to leave O'Hare around 8:40. Got a little bit more time built in, but that's just how the train schedule runs, okay?
Right.
So, first of all, get down to O'Hare, get down to the train station, and we're delayed because it's Amtrak. You know, you have to be delayed. We're delayed by about 20 minutes to get going.
Of
Okay.
course.
So we end up leaving around 3:20 from Milwaukee. Not that
Good
big
thing,
of a deal.
good thing you had some padding built in there.
Exactly. Amtrak's normally delayed anyway. I'm used to it. You know, never expect an Amtrak train to leave on time is what I've learned. Okay. So come to find out that there's some traffic on the rail, so we're going to be a little bit slower. Okay, which is like, okay, that's still fine. I got plenty of time. Okay. I think I end up getting
Pause.
yes,
How,
yes,
how do you
pausing.
have traffic? I mean, is there like other trains? Like you got a lot
Yeah,
of
there's
trains
like
merging on the tracks, or what's going on
there's
here?
freight trains that run on the same lines because Amtrak doesn't own any of the tracks that they run on. They just pay the freight operators to use them, and the freight operators give them a specific window. And if Amtrak misses their window, the freight operators will send their freight trains through, and that can cause delays.
So don't take Amtrak trains, is what you're saying. What if we are new sponsorship Amtrak train?
Amtrak, they don't have enough money to sponsor us. Anyway, So
Well, they should. I mean, they're not buying their own tracks anyway. Continue. Sorry to
yeah.
interrupt.
So I get down to Chicago, the Glenview station, probably around, I want to say like 4:45. So it was like an hour 20 on the train. Should have been an hour. Not that big of a deal, you know.
Right.
Get in my Uber, get to O'Hare around 6:15, go through security. Security's a breeze. No one's there. I'm like right up to the front of the line within 5 minutes.
Wow. At
And I'm
O'Hare.
waiting in line. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It would like there's like the portion that you go through a little winding area, and then you hit a portion where they have like a dog, and then you get through there, and then you get closer to the people. I was to the dog like right away. I didn't need to wait in line there, which was great.
Wow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
The only issue is that I'm waiting in line for security, and I realize that I have a full 40 ounces of water in my water bottle that is ice cold. So this was the water bottle I had. This thing is 40 ounces of nice ice cold water, and
Well, they
I'm
have a
about
place to
5
dump it
minutes.
out, though.
See, I was
Right?
past the point of a garbage can.
Right, but they don't
Okay.
they have those little things with like the screen where you can dump the water in, or no?
No, not where I was. So I don't want to
You're in
give
the
up.
wrong part of the airport, my guy.
I don't want to surrender my nice water bottle to TSA because I won't let them win. Okay. So what do? I open that sucker up and I chug about 40 ounces of ice cold water in
gosh.
about 5 minutes.
Oh no! First of all, I know where this is going because you've stayed here, and I'm like, yeah, continue.
Yes. Okay. Luckily, it did not make me need to use the bathroom every 5 minutes. Luckily,
You're full of baloney.
you were good.
There's no way that's
somehow.
accurate at all.
I don't know how. I only peed 2 times at the airport somehow.
You only did what? Sorry, you broke up there.
I only peed 2 times at the airport after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So I
That's
get through
impressive.
security. Security's a breeze. Everything's going great. I find a place to get some dinner at the airport. We're chilling. Okay.
Showing like a villain on Sunday. Got it.
8 o'clock comes around. 8:15. Flight starts to board. All is good. I'm like, this is great. Last time I flew this route, we were a little delayed. This time, not delayed. Okay, great. And then we're about half an hour into the flight after we leave Chicago. Okay, we're a little delayed because they had to de-ice and stuff because it was a little wintry out.
Right.
And the pilot comes on the intercom and says that we need to return to Chicago
What?
because the flaps did not return into their flight configuration. So the flaps on the plane were still down in their takeoff configuration. And had we kept flying like that, it would have taken like 3 hours to make this hour-long flight and burn a lot more fuel than we were supposed to.
So you got up into the air, and then you had
About
to
a half
turn
hour,
around?
and we need to turn around. And a half hour later, we are landing back at O'Hare in Chicago.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know. You didn't tell me that. Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
Yes. So
That
this is about
stinks.
so it's about the 9:45 by the time we land. And of course, like the flight attendant doesn't have a lot of information because we just got on the ground and stuff. They're trying to figure it out. And meanwhile, I can see on my phone that United has already assigned me a new flight. Okay, so I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to be getting out of Chicago tonight, hopefully. Because the last thing you want is like, oh, we don't have another flight leaving at this time. Because I'm going to a very small Pennsylvania airport that if I was United, I would just say to heck with that. These people can just take the next flight tomorrow.
I mean, you're
So-
basically flying on one of those. I know we've talked about this before. Your
Practically.
plane is powered by a rubber band,
We are Flintstoning it.
and you
yeah.
got a giant slingshot that helps you take
Yes.
off.
So, come to find out, this
You're
new
not laughing
flight,
as much as I thought you should. But anyway,
the
continue.
only bad thing about this new flight is that it is leaving at 11:45 local time in Chicago. And
And
so
that's an
we got
hour
about,
later in PA, right?
Oh, correct. Yes.
Oh, boy.
Believe me, the story gets better. So the good thing about we got off the flight and there's a whole table of snacks and water awaiting us from United to make us feel good. Also got some flight miles and some like credit and stuff too, which was really nice. So they
Wow.
compensated us.
They really love that to help you not bad talk them on social media.
I will say, despite the delay, United did a very good job of making sure that we were taken care of while they tried to figure out what was going on. So, second flight boards and leaves around 11:45 local time in Chicago. Okay.
Right.
And the flight originally was supposed to land at 11:15 local time in Pennsylvania. We end up landing at around 2:15 in the morning. Okay.
Wow.
Coincidentally, that night, there was snow in Pennsylvania.
Oh no.
Okay. So I look at my GPS on my phone, and it says that my normal 45 minutes from the airport is going to take an hour. I go, this is fantastic. So I get my bag. I'm in my car, probably around 2:45 by the time I leave the airport. Okay.
Gosh, and you
So
have
I'm
to
driving
work this
home.
day too, right? Or no?
No, I ended up taking off that Tuesday, luckily. So I didn't need to. So I leave the airport. Roads are pretty much snow covered, which is great. So Google's suggesting this quicker route. It'll save me about 10 minutes. I take the turn onto this quicker route, and it's a completely snow covered back road. And I'm thinking, this is the road I go down, and I get stuck in my car and I die out here in the wilderness. Okay. So
You get eaten by a deer.
yeah,
You know
like
they say, "Oh dear."
I'm gonna need to hunt for my survival if I go down that road.
Oh
So I have
boy.
to take the slower yet familiar highway route that I know back home. And that road, snow covered, again, I'm going like 45 this whole time. And the Xbox just beeped really loud in the background. Sorry.
Oh.
I am going about 45 down this whole drive home, and I end up getting home at a nice, bright and early 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm that.
And
That's. Ugh.
I
That's
slept until
terrible.
about noon the next day. Thank God I was off. And yeah, that's my wonderful Thanksgiving travel stories. It was quite the couple days for me and my brother getting back home after Thanksgiving.
Well, I feel like that is not fun at all. I mean, that's
No,
far
it was
crazier than
not.
any
Yeah,
Thanksgiving stories that I had, which I think could be the question of the day. How was your Thanksgiving? Because
yeah,
this is
that's
our first
good. That's
episode
good. I
back
like that.
since the
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. So, what
How was
was
your
your
Thanksgiving? And tell us. Oh, I got one. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
what is your? Ooh, no,
What
no,
is your
no.
favorite Thanksgiving food, Logan?
Mine is turkey. Was that a question?
Oh,
A
that's so
turkey.
basic.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Basic Boy. What's your favorite food?
I like the sweet potatoes.
Oh, yeah, you are a potato. Anyway, um, so okay,
We
fine. What's
bet.
your favorite food? Oh, are you turkey or ham? Turkey or ham? That should be the
We're
question of the
we're
day.
we're a turkey family.
That's right. Turkey
Ham
is
does
right.
not
But
belong at a Thanksgiving dinner.
what?
Ham does not belong at a Thanksgiving dinner.
Correct. No.
Turkey only. Yes.
So turkey or ham? Question of the day. Or I
Yeah.
guess what we'll just do. What's your favorite food? Because that's what you wanted. So
Just in
I'm
general.
willing
What's your
to
favorite food?
negotiate. What's your favorite
Wait,
Thanksgiving food?
favorite Thanksgiving food. Okay, yeah, I like that.
And
Let's do
even
that.
though Thanksgiving was 2 weeks ago, and then that's just in time for Christmas because Christmas is now coming up.
Yeah,
So
we can talk Christmas eventually, though.
yeah, well,
We'll get
I'm
there.
excited for Christmas. I'm excited to be back.
I am
Excited to
too.
be in the new place. Thank you for joining us
Yeah.
on A Lot About a Little, episode number 21. What's 9 plus 10?
21.
21. All right. Well,
No, that's a good
we
one.
are, so before we head out, we are available on all
gosh.
sorts of social media platforms. Reid.
At a lot about a little pod on Instagram and TikTok, and a lot about a little on YouTube.
I like how you're so surprised every time
Did I get it?
point you out. You did, I
I
think.
think that was right. Oh, fantastic.
Congratulations. You are the
Yay.
5-star golden boy today. Congrats.
I did it.
Thank you
I
for
did
dealing
it.
with all my technical difficulties before we
Of course.
started. And
course.
until next time, we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.